how have you been?
I've just been chilling here and there.
Here and there.
Here, here and there, just in my house, nothing else.
Okay, been is your house like a freezer or something?
I have been eating a lot of ice cream, so I'm technically in a freezer all day.
Man, me too. What kind of ice cream?
Just strawberry.
Strawberry. Ooh, I've been having this is one with like pecans and like a butternut.
Oh, oh, that is
Something
so good.
like that. Yeah. Me and you sister finished that together. I forgot what brand it was. It was like
Sibling
in that weird.
sibling goals.
Yeah, yeah. It was like in that weird tub kind of thing, like a half pint kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was a weird container. Um, so have you read anything interesting lately?
Um, Not really. I
Not
mean, the
really.
when it comes to books, I never read like non-fiction stuff. It's always fiction.
Fiction. Yeah, I'm into fiction. There's a series by Bobby Adair called Slow Burn, and it's completely
Ooh.
fiction. And you know what? It's actually based in Austin, in Texas, and it's pretty cool. It's a series of 9 books. I'm on book 6. I just finished it today.
Dang.
And yeah, and Quarantine really got me moving on that. So I'm excited to read the other 3, but I don't want to buy them yet. It sucks that I can't rent them on because I'm using Audible and I can't like rent them or whatever. I wish you could do that
Well, I know some public libraries like you can rent them like through online.
through online. Hey, man, it's there's like a little sticker on the books that say Audible, oh, no, only Audible. And so I think it's like
Oh,
only them, like they have a partnership, I guess. Might be a lie, because only a few of them have the stickers, not all of them. I know the first 2 books don't, but the rest of them do. But yeah, I've been doing that. Um, what kind of assignments would they make you read? Like, what kind of books did they make you read in high school?
the last book that we read was Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, how'd you like it? Or was it
Um,
boring?
I didn't really like it, honestly.
Yeah,
Um, the one book that I did like from high school was Fahrenheit 451.
451. What's that
Um,
about? I never read that one.
it was about like books were like illegal and they would burn them and I don't know. It's been like 4 years, but at the time I found it really interesting.
Because they were burning books, huh?
Uh, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, like compared to the other stuff we would read, like Shakespeare, like
Hey, hey, hey! Don't shake that spear near to me.
I mean, not that the stories were like not interesting. I still found the stories or like the concept interesting, but like actually reading it, it's just like, you know, old
I I,
English.
I remember you had like a conflict on what's that one book with the 2 lovers?
The two lovers,
Shakespeare, the wolf
Romeo
guy,
and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
Did you seriously forget the name?
No, I wanted to say it in sequence. We're
Oh,
almost there.
oh, I swear not by the moon. Oh, whoa.
Is that like in the play?
No, it's a song that's based off of Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, okay, okay. What's the name?
Uh, oh, not by the
That's a
moon.
good name. Not by the Moon. Never heard
Um,
of it.
it's a K-pop song, that's why.
Of course, of course. Who's it sang by? The Got Seven people or
Yep.
really? Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Um,
So yeah. What you got? What you got?
oh, we also read The Great Gatsby. I actually like that one.
I did. I like the movie with Tobey Maguire. Um, I'm not sure. I think I like the book more than the movie because I remember reading the book in class, and I remember reading ahead of everyone else in
Oh,
class.
you really liked it then.
Yeah, no, I liked books. Actually, I never read Frankenstein, I guess you mentioned. In school, I actually read it outside of school, and I never knew. I've only known the Shakespeare, the Frankenstein from the movies, not the book. Um, and the book, he's not even a monster. He's really just a lost
Oh, right.
like creature that's been created and doesn't know what to do with his life,
It's
so he
actually
kind of
pretty
wanders
sad.
around. Yeah, it's kind of sad. And spoiler alert, he dies. Well, no, actually, I don't know if he dies, but he goes into the Arctic alone by himself. I assume he dies.
Oh, well, I
But
never
yeah.
finished reading it, so.
Oh, really? So you know how the whole thing is like a letter, right? Like the whole book.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like on an expedition, I guess. Like I don't know if he's like running from the monster at the end of the book. And he the Frankenstein monsters comes over and he's on the side of the ship and he aborts the ship and they finally talk it out and then he jumps out and runs into the Arctic tundra and is never seen again. That's the end of the book.
Wow. So many
Uh,
books are actually just really sad.
I, do you know if The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is that a book or is it just a
I'm
movie?
pretty sure it is a book, but I never read it.
Yeah, I never read it either. You ever read that book, a boy named It, or is it a child named It?
Never heard of it.
Might be a boy named It.
No, that's wrong.
Wait.
And he's abused.
Yeah, I have heard of it because someone was talking about it on Twitter the other day, and I had searched it
Yeah.
up because I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna read it because it's just.
No, I do recommend it. You sister is the one that showed it to me. Um, it's about. Well, I'll just give you a summary. It's about a kid who gets abused by his mother, and his mother is a nurse, if I remember right. I think there might be more than one version, but the one I read that the mom is a nurse and she abuses the son, and I think the father's not around, and I think he has two other siblings that are younger that are treated better, but he's like the only one that gets abused. Like the other siblings don't get abused, and yeah, that's the summary of it. It's real good. It's sad, tragic, and the ending is a good one. I'm not gonna say if it's happy or bad, but I was satisfied by the
I was about
ending.
to ask, was it happy?
If you read it, you'll find out, but it's satisfying. It's nice.
Um,
Um, I like those tragic stories.
yeah, I was gonna say some of my favorite books are actually just like really sad. Um,
I forget if it's called Scorpion or El Scorpio, but it's a book. It's like a sci-fi, and I read it in high school where this old man keeps cloning himself and getting like the body organs, parts and stuff, like from the children that he clones. And he raises them, in luxury because he is rich. He's a drug lord, and he raises each clone in luxury, and eventually he kills them. But in this story, the clone, you know, outlives the creator, the original, and he escapes and this and that. It's a pretty good book. It's another book about tragedy. That's why, because he's like, first he's locked in a shed, and then afterwards he's abused by a nanny, and then he has some fun, but he's also going through trials to the family of the old man, because the old man, um, he clones himself, and the family like think it's wrong, so like they don't like the clone when they find the kid. It's pretty unique, pretty
so you like
interesting.
sci-fi stuff?
There's another story by Bobby Adair. That's a sci-fi. It's Freedom's Fire, and it's a trilogy, and I'm thinking about buying it for like $17, I think. And it's about a revolution of like so aliens come and enslave the human population, right? And it's about a rebellion of like the humans like taking back the Earth. I've only read the first book on YouTube, like the audiobook. Um, and it's pretty cool. It's the only sci-fi book I've ever read.
Oh,
I know you like fantasy, such as Twilight.
here's the thing. I only tried to start reading it like last week. And
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I've had the books for years, but I never actually tried reading them until, being stuck at home with nothing else to do. So I got bored after like the fourth or fifth chapter.
Maybe the movies are just better, huh?
It's because like reading Bella's thoughts, I'm like, oh, you're so annoying. I can't deal with this anymore. Um, I mean, in the movies, she's kind of like annoying too, but it's like more bearable because you're not like reading her thoughts. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, and did you ever watch the movies with us?
Yeah, I watched it because of you guys. Yeah.
You just you were forced along. Um, but
Uh-huh.
like in the very last movie when it's like the fighting scene and that guy's head gets ripped off.
Like in the Vision,
Yeah.
right?
That
Yeah.
never even happens in the books.
Oh, that was just like
Yeah.
made up, like creative.
So
Yeah. Sometimes movies do
I
do
thought that was
that.
pretty cool because that's like an iconic scene. And I remember in the theater everyone was like, "Oh my God."
Oh, like when the head was
Yeah.
cut off, or like when they showed that it was just a visual. Oh
When
yeah,
his
the
head
head
was
cut
ripped off, I was like, "Oh my God, he's dead." But it was just all fake. Um,
off. Hmm.
did you ever read The Hunger Games?
Yeah, I read the Hunger Games, all of them. Yeah, I think all of them. I didn't like the
Oh, I
ending.
only read the first one.
Mm. Want me to tell you?
Well, because I tried, obviously after I read the first one, I was like, okay, I'll read the second one, and I don't know, I just got tired of it.
This, yeah, the second one is kind of slower
Yeah.
paced. Um, it's basically like the first one. It's just there's different motivations on why she wants to live. You read the second one, like a little bit at
I
least,
just read the beginning. What didn't
the
it like
beginning. So
go to
like
the past? Like she was talking about like things that happened before, like
the whole like
yeah,
nation went into craziness. Yeah, it talks a little bit about that. So basically, she goes back into the Hunger Games because they're having like a special one because I forget if it's like the 100th Hunger Game or like it's like a special number basically. And so she she goes back because they want to have like all the survivors from the previous ones to go back and fight. And I is it Peter or
PETA.
Peta? Peta, yeah. That's a stupid ass name. I hated that too when she fell in love with him. Like, I
What, you
hated
wanted her to
him.
fall in love with Gale?
Um, yeah, man. Peta sucks. Jeez. But oh, I don't have to worry about him in the book, but he's like a what? A baker,
Yeah, like he
right?
bakes bread.
Yeah, like he never seemed to care about her, damn it. Like in the first book.
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
remember. I
Like it
read the
wasn't
first book like 10 years ago at this point.
I think they fell in love because of
Oh,
circumstance,
yeah.
like in the yeah, but like before that, I, Gail was like a good match for her. They were both rugged and they were best friends. I mean,
Oh, best
I don't
friends to
know, man.
lovers. How cute.
Yes, man. That's why me and Dominic are lovers.
Anyway, so what happens?
The sister
Well,
dies.
I remembered that.
What, you remember that in that's in the other book, not the first
Oh,
one.
wait. It is, right?
Sh- Yeah, because the sister gets saved because she volunteers as tribute,
I
the
don't
iconic scene from the
I don't
movie
even
as well.
remember watching like the last movies either, but I do like I guess I just heard about her dying.
I only saw the first movie, and then like from that, because of the popularity, I read the books and I enjoyed it. Ghost of the Shell, you
I've
ever read
heard of
that
it,
one?
never read it.
Yeah, I remember when the movie came out, the trailers,
Oh.
and it piqued my interest because of that. But I don't know, like I remember they were like pushing it so hard, so I thought like,
Yeah,
maybe it's not so
I've
good if they're
seen a lot
pushing
of
the
people
movie
like
this
complain
hard.
about that movie.
Yeah, I never saw the movie. I just saw the trailers, and the trailers didn't look so good. Apparently the book's good though. I might dive into that. Um, So I remember asking you if you had
You
Audible.
didn't even finish
Um,
the Hunger Games thing, because now I want to know what happens.
oh, okay. So the sister becomes like a nurse, and the evil dude like bombs the building that the sister's in. And so the sister like gets caught in the explosion and she dies. And that's basically the end of the book series.
Like with
So
the
yeah.
last book, that's how it ends.
Yeah, like the sister dies and she's like there with her. Like she survives the main chick, I
Katniss?
forgot her name. Katniss Everdeen, yeah.
Wait, so does she what?
I was, I was gonna say I just
Does
forget the
she end
names.
up with PETA or what?
Oh yeah, yeah. They end up boning.
Um, a detail I don't think that was important, but
Oh, it's important. It's a romance after all.
just like how Edward breaks the bed with Bella.
So, are you Team Edward or Team
When I
Jacob?
was younger, I liked Jacob just because I thought Taylor Lautner was cute. But as it turns out, they're like both bad. I mean,
Why? Why are they both
Edward
bad
is a creep.
choices? Uh-huh. He's like a vampire. First of all, he's dead. He's
Yeah,
older than
by
her.
many, many years.
He, he's got blood, you know? I mean, that's a lot of
Um,
negatives right
I
there.
mean, he like sneaks into her house and just watches her, and also like Jacob forced himself on her and like kissed her, and still kept going even though she tried to push him off, and was just like, and he was
Well,
like, I will make you love me back one day. Like, dude, move on.
wait, isn't that like, I think it's like his instinct really taking over there. I mean, yeah, it's kind of messed up. Well, not messed up. It's like, it's not
Him
nice.
forcing himself on her
Um,
is just not nice.
yeah, it's not nice. He, I don't know, he's like a werewolf, right? So like, it's kind of like in his nature to be. Isn't he the alpha leader, anyways, in the of the pack,
I don't think so.
or eventually becomes one? He's just
Yeah,
part of
and
the
then
pack.
like the whole reason why he was obsessed with her is because like of her daughter that wasn't even born yet.
The deaf
Deaf.
one. Was she deaf, or she just
I
didn't
just don't think
speak?
like they gave her any lines.
I thought she was
No,
deaf.
she doesn't really talk that much, but cause he like
I don't think she talked at all.
imprinted on her and he was like, "Oh, it's because years later I'm gonna be with your daughter." So that was yeah, so that was
So,
weird too. A lot of
was the daughter a
no, she was
vampire
like
too?
half. She's mixed.
Half. What the fuck does that mean? Mixed? Wait, how can you be
It's
half
because
vampire and half
it's because she would age
human?
like faster. So like that's why
Is that
she would like
what?
age really fast. So that's why they had to say that they had adopted her because they didn't even like have a baby anymore. She was like a 7-year old already.
Wait, don't vampires live like forever? Like, aren't they supposed to stay young, not
Yeah,
grow
I
like
see
that?
so many things I don't even know. Um,
Because Edward, he's like, he's not like how he's supposed to look. I mean, that's kind of weird.
I don't even know at this point.
Do you like post-apocalyptic books?
I did when I was younger, but I don't read those kind of books anymore.
Well, I was talking about Slow Burn. I thought you might like it. I was gonna share it with you
Who is it
if
by
you're
again?
interested. Bobby Adair.
Oh, are there any other trilogies that you read? Like, what was it called? Like The Maze Runner, stuff like that?
I saw clips of the movie. I never read the book. Um, I kind of get the premise, like, because that's post-apocalyptic, kind of, in a
Yeah.
way. Um, they're not in an actual maze, are they? They're just like in like a testing area
Um,
thing.
I never watched or read them. So.
I think they're like in this giant area where like a bunch of scientists are like monitoring them because like they want to know if the human population could survive in the harsh conditions or whatever. Or maybe they're like trying to make a stronger human race. But I remember they're not like an actual maze. They're like just trapped in this location where the monsters, I don't know, I forgot what kind of monsters they are. That, that's what's keeping them there.
Mm.
I don't know. It's like in the end of the book that you find out it's a experiment or
It's hard for
whatever.
me to get into series. Like I tried reading Percy Jackson a couple weeks ago, and then I just got kind of bored.
Divergent is
I
a good
think
one.
I watched The Moon. No, I didn't.
Ooh, you hurt my heart right there.
I thought they didn't even finish making those movies.
No, they didn't. I remember going to theaters because I read the books and I wanted to see the movie. So when it came out in
Did
theaters,
it
I
suck?
watched it and I walked out. Yeah, I walked out. That's the first and only
Oh
movie
my
I've ever
god. So
walked
that's
out
why
of.
they didn't finish making them. They didn't.
Yeah. They moved
They
it kind
what?
of fast. They moved the pacing of the movie was kind
I
of
know they didn't
fast.
finish making the Percy Jackson movies either because those sucked. Uh,
I remember watching on Cartoon Network.
for some reason, we watched the movie in my sixth grade class. Um,
Uh-huh.
also Harry Potter. I never read those.
I've read all of them. They're okay. They're good. I like them. I was obsessed for a while. Not like those crazy people that like get into the wands and the clothing and all that. I was obsessed like, with the story and like finishing it. So I was like hooked on that. But after I finished the books, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
well,
like it's just
okay.
like too much commitment. So that's why I just always read books that like, okay, one story, that's it, it's over.
I'm trying to think of like a one story, like one and done kind of deal. What's that one movie? Not movie, book. Where they're like Elizabeth. Oh, damn it.
What's it
What's it
about?
called? It's like olden
Pride and
times, kind of.
Prejudice.
And there's like
Oh, for
Pride and
real?
Prejudice. Yes. Yes.
You read
That's a one
that?
and done book.
Oh,
Yes,
because
I
it was
did in middle
required?
school.
Oh. That's
No.
interesting. I wouldn't think you would like read that.
No, I read all kinds of stuff.
Oh, you know Perks of Being a Wallflower?
No, I did
I
not read that one.
Yeah.
I think you've mentioned it
Um,
to me.
that book is so sad. Yeah.
Is it that? Like, give me the premise.
Um,
Give me a
it's
summary.
just about this guy who's a freshman in high school and he befriends these two seniors and he's kind of
Are
yeah.
they sunflowers?
And he's kind of a loner, but the two seniors are like really outgoing and uh they're his friends, but they graduate, so they leave, and he like has like mental problems, I guess. Yeah. Um, and
Uh-huh.
like it doesn't really like it comes out like here and there, but like you find out like why at the end of the book, and I don't know, I have just like never cried so hard while reading something. Like I cried more reading it than watching it.
Were they
And what?
imaginary?
No, 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 no. They were real. The people,
Oh.
no, they were his
Yeah,
real
yeah, yeah.
friends, but I'm trying not to spoil it, even though it's been out for a long time.
Well, I've never read it. I never heard of it until you mentioned it a while back. What was
The
it called
Perks of
again?
Being a
Something
Wallflower.
sunflowers? Oh,
Oh, I
why
thought
did
you
I
were
say
trying to make a joke.
sunflowers? No, no, no. I literally thought sunflowers was in the title. The perks of
And
being
they're
a
also written in
wildflower.
like letter form.
Ah, okay, 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 okay. I see. Uh-huh. Um,
Ooh, I could tell you a movie that I was so mad about. There's this book
what was
called
that?
All the Bright Places. It's also really sad. It's just about these teenagers who are like depressed. Um, and I waited like almost 2 years for the movie to come out on Netflix, and it was just like, it just made me mad.
Oh, well, did it like gloss over a lot of
Yeah,
stuff
I mean, because
or?
it's like, I feel like in books, like the whole like slow burn and pacing is like really important. But then when you see things like happen in the first 30 minutes of a movie, it's like it just like doesn't feel the same. It's like how can I get
Mm-hmm.
attached to
Yeah.
these characters when things are like happening so fast? Like I don't even care.
I feel like they should turn them to like TV
Yeah,
shows,
or
not
even
like
if it's just like
movies.
3 episodes, like a small series, like
Mm-hmm.
um but yeah, that was a good book, even though it's kind of like I don't know, it's just like really depressing. I've heard people say like, oh, it just like kind of like triggered them in some ways because it is like really sad, but um I liked it.
If you like sad stories, then A Boy Named Called It is definitely a good one for you because it is a sad one.
Like that's like a different kind of sad though, because that's like abuse.
Hmm. Well, it's not just the abuse that's sad. It's like the kid and how tough he is, and like he tries to understand why the mother's doing it, and he can't come to a conclusion. Um, so like that's like another sad aspect to it, like a child that's hopelessly being attacked for seemingly no reason, and trying to understand why, he's not loved like his other
I want to
siblings.
cry just like hearing you explain it.
Um, well, yeah, no, it's sad. There's like other parts to it too, not just the abuse. Like the kid, he hides it from like people that like want to help him, but he doesn't want the help. Like he's like pushing people away, he doesn't know how to accept help, and that's like another sad part where you see these characters like wanting to give him love, but he refuses it, the
Mm.
love. But yeah, that's books.